So a recap on algebraic fractions, and it's worth noting that these ones that we're doing is an exam standard question worth 3 marks. I've got 4 examples here. Obviously you don't need to listen to the full part, but each one's slightly different. So in this one I've got this is positive, this is positive, this is positive. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to get our denominator the same on each. So I am going to times all of this one by x plus 2. And I'm going to times all of this one by x plus 1. Now you don't actually need to circle and write that. I do it because it keeps me right. So this top one is going to become 4 bracket x plus 2. And on the bottom I'm going to get my x plus 1 bracket x plus 2. And this one here on the right, 1 bracket x plus 1 all over x plus 2 x plus 1. There we go. So now the denominators are the same. Okay, although this one's written x plus 1 x plus 2 and this one's x plus 2 x plus 1, they're the same. Next step is to expand the top line only. So only expand the numerator. Okay, we just leave the denominator as it is. So on the top here I've got 4x plus 8, and then, sorry, that's an add sign, and this bit, 1 times x is x add 1 all over, and I'm going to write them just like that. Okay, and now we're going to collect our like terms. So on the top I've got 4x plus x, so that's 5x, and I've got 8 plus 1, so that's 9. You cannot add them. This one has an x, this one doesn't, so they are different. All over, and again we're leaving that denominator as it is. I'm not doing anything else with it. Okay, so that's us done. It's a line for each, a mark for each line, sorry, I was going to say a line for each mark, but that makes sense as well. So the first step, okay, is to make the denominators the same. Your second step is to expand the numerator. Third step is collect like terms. Okay, and that is you. So I'm gonna do another example, and this time I have changed the add sign to a subtraction sign. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make my denominators the same. Okay, you'll notice I've used the same numbers. But this part here is changed right in the middle. So on the left here I've got 4 bracket x plus 2 all over, and then subtract this time. Okay, that's first step. I have my denominators the same. Second step is I am going to expand like terms. So this one on the left, okay, and this one here I need to be careful. I've got minus 1 times x, so it's minus x, and then I've got minus 1 times 1, so minus 1. If you prefer, you can keep that as if you prefer. Okay, I like to just expand them out and put them over the same denominator there rather than the two separate, but it's entirely up to you, it makes no difference. Okay, last step, I've got 4x subtract x, so that's 3x, and I've got 8 subtract 1, so that is 7. and my denominator stays the same. Okay, I've not expanded it. Right, what happens when there's negatives on the bottom? So looking down here. So back to our addition, but these have negatives. Right, I'm going to times this by x minus 3 to get my denominators the same, and this by x minus 2. Okay, so that's a terrible fraction, there we go. And now we're going to expand, so this one, okay, so I've been careful there because there is a negative, and the one on the right here, positive 3 times x, positive 3 times negative 2, negative 6. Sorry, it's really hard to write sometimes where the visualizer sits. That's why that is such a wobbly line. And now collect the like terms. I've got 2x, add 3x, so that's 5x. And then I've got negative 6, subtract 6. Now if you need to draw a number line, please do that. There is negative 6, so there's 7, and there's negative 5. If I subtract 6, I go this way. And I keep going. So it's going to be negative 12. Okay, if it was adding, I would be going that way. So this way's add, and this way's subtract. But there's my final answer. And last but not least, I'm just taking the same question, but I've changed the addition to a subtraction. Sorry, that should be minus. Try to write quickly so the video's not too long for you. So the left hand side, that looks absolutely atrocious. And subtract, I'll get a bit neater. There we go. So now my denominators are the same, I'm going to expand the top line. And this is where I need to be super careful because there's loads of negatives about. So there's my first one. The next one is what is tricky. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x, negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6. Alright, so don't be caught out there. And collect our like terms. 2x subtract 3x is negative x or negative 1x. And then negative 6 add 6. Well, again, if I draw a number line, there's negative 6. If I'm adding, I go that way. I'm going to get 0. Okay, you can write and 0 if you want. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay.